Hello again, friends. I'm Bill Camerata, and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound. And this video is a review of the latest release by Frank Zappa from the vault. It's release number 125 in the chronology, and it is a 3-CD set called Zappa 80, Mud Club, Munich. 2 complete shows. One from May 8th, 1980 at the Mud Club in New York City. And the other 2 discs are the Olympia Hall in, in Munich, Germany on July 3rd, 1980. And these are very basic recordings. Let me explain. Mud Club was recorded on a quarter-inch analog Nagra machine that was sitting behind the bar. And it was, I guess, taken direct from the soundboard or taken from a feed from the mixer. And the German show was recorded directed-to track as well, but it also has the distinction of being the first live digital recording of Frank Zappa that was ever made. Now, 2 of these songs have appeared before. We got one song from Mud Club, which is Love of My Life. That appeared on You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 4. And we've also got You Didn't Try to Call Me, which was on You Didn't Try to Call Me, which is from You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 1. And I took plenty of notes, so there will not be a test. But let's take a look at what this set looks like. Opens up like this, and it shows you the band. Of course, Frank on guitar and vocals, Ike Willis on vocals and guitar, Ray White on vocals and guitar, Tommy Mars on keyboards and vocals, Arthur Barrow, also the clone meister for this tour, was on bass and keyboards and some vocals. And this guy here is Dave Logeman, who played the drums on this. If you remember, Dave Logeman was the main drummer on the album You Are What You Is. And, of course, CDs pop out like this. And they all look pretty much like that. And it comes with a really nice booklet. This booklet has liner notes from Joe Travers, the Vaultmeister. It's got a memoir from, and some photographs from the guy who took these photos, George Alper. Check out that, Frank conducting. It's also got some notes from Steve Vai, who attended the Mud Club show and later on, of course, became a member of Frank's band. And it has very good album liner notes from Arthur Barrow, who talks about the songs and the way that this band came together and how we got in the band. Really nice stuff. Some pictures of Ike and of Ray. And of course, there are 3 different shots of Frank on the front, on the booklet, and on the inside of the booklet. So even though these are kind of primitive recordings, soundboard type recordings, they were mastered by Bernie Grundman, and they sound as good as they can possibly sound from the source tapes. And we're going to talk about it right now. It starts out with just the opening of the show where Frank explains what's going on. The Mud Club was a small club in New York City that Frank liked a lot for the character of the people that went there, and he went there every time he was in town, and hence the song Mud Club, which appears on You Are What You Is and also appears in both of these concerts. So concert starts out with the band doing Chunga's Revenge right there on that little stage of the Mud Club. And when Frank's guitar kicks in for a solo, it's in your face. I mean, if you love Frank Zappa guitar solos and you just can't get enough of them, yep, this is yours. Some great playing. And sometimes the guitar sound is more in your face. Sometimes it's a little less in your face. But it goes from the assault of the first Chunga's Revenge to a good version of Keep It Greasy from Joe's Garage. And then that segues into Outside Now, also from Joe's Garage. And man, when Frank plays the solo of the imaginary guitar notes that would irritate an executive kind of guy, man, it hits you so hard. He does 2 solos on this, and it's amazing. That goes into City of Tiny Lights, which has an edit. I'm not completely sure why there's an edit. I plan to talk to Joe Travers, the Vaultmeister, after this, and hopefully feature it in a future video right here on this channel about how all that happened. But the best thing about City of Tiny Lights, aside from it just being Zappa's band playing, is another good guitar solo that's very much up front again. And then that goes into a rather short version of Pound for a Brown. Interesting stuff. They do the main theme, the head of the song, and you hear some chick in the crowd yelling, "It's too loud!" And Frank's calling back, "Is it too loud? What's too loud?" And Tommy Mars is doing his keyboard solo. It goes from electric piano to polysynth, and he's doing his scatting along with it. That's a lot of fun. So this segues into a early version of You Are What You Is. So Frank announces it as a little disco number that you can dance to. And this very early version of the song You Are What You Is a lot slower than you're used to hearing it, if you haven't heard this before. And it's kind of like a slow disco. And some people slam the song You Are What You Is because of the use of the N-word in it. It's used once, and the song is about a story of a white guy who wants to be black and a black guy who wants to be white. And that's it. It's a silly song, and this was done in 1980, so please, no complaining about it. But that's an interesting recording of that. Very early, the song was not fully formed yet, in my opinion. And there's another version of this in the Germany concert. So that goes into a very pedestrian version of You Didn't Try to Call Me. And wonderful vocals with Frank, Ike Willis, and Ray White singing harmonies. Then that goes into I Ain't Got No Heart from Freak Out, but this is more like the version that appeared on Tinseltown Rebellion, a lot faster. And then they go into Love of My Life, the version that appeared on You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, number 4, right after Approximate. And it's good. It's good stuff. And then, after that, Easy Meat. And another great solo from Frank. It's not as manic as some of the other solos, but it still has that glorious fuzz tone. None of the solos on here has a very clean sound on the guitar. but just unbelievable, great playing from Frank. And then we go into Mud Club, and Frank says, "Bring the band down behind me, boys." And he talks about the song that he wrote, a song about the place that we are playing at right now. And it's a very early primitive version of the song Mud Club. Musically, pretty well formed, but lyrically, very different from the version that would end up on You Are What You Is. And there is a little glitch that I hear in this, right at like 2 minutes, 27 seconds into this, where he talks about the bass player from the Plasmatics, the guy with the blue mohawk walking in. I don't know if that was a break in the tape or what, but once again, I'm going to ask Mr. Vaultmeister about that. And then The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing, which was not a new song at that time. This is 1980. This song was pretty much premiered on Saturday Night Live when Frank was a host in 1978. And this song was very well worked out at this time. And I remember hearing them play this song 2 days before the Mud Club show. I saw this band in Columbus, Ohio at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. And the one thing that I'll never forget about it is that when Frank was doing some of his extended solos, they had a floodlight backlighting him, and Frank's silhouette was showing up on the wall of the place. It was really cool. And I was also remembering that The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing, the song we're talking about, had some very entertaining antics from both Ike Willis and Ray White. And I could have sworn they did Heavenly Bank Account as well, but it's not part of this set. So from The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing, they go into a very casual version of Joe's Garage, which intros into the last track of the set, Why Does It Hurt When I Pee, which is not crazy orchestrated, but Tommy Mars just doing some amazing keyboard work. Since he's the primary keyboard player here, and he doesn't have like a Peter Wolf or a Robert Martin to share the keyboard duties with him, he's really covering all the bases. And Tommy Mars really shines on this 3 CD set. So at the end of Why Does It Hurt When I Pee, Frank does the usual ending of the show, but he says, let's get back to reality. Let's play some records, because Mud Club was more of a disco and less of a concert club. So that's that show. Now I'm going to talk about the Germany show. Okay, Olympia Hall, or Halle, Munich, Germany. And this was recorded on July 3rd, so almost 2 complete months between these 2 recordings. The band's had a couple of months to gel, and they're playing a much larger hall, and you can hear it. But it does mean that the band is polished, and this is a really good concert. So altogether, these 3 CDs is about 3 hours of listening. So the Munich show opens with Chunga's Revenge again, and this one's just as powerful as the first one from the Mud Club, but not so quite as much in your face. And you can tell that the interplay between Dave Logeman and Frank has really, really matured since the start of the tour. They're really playing well together, and it goes into Keep It Greasy, where this interplay continues between Dave Logeman and Arthur Barrow on bass, just playing some unbelievable stuff because they're playing Keep It Greasy real fast. This goes over to Pick Me, I'm Clean, early version of the song that appeared on Tinseltown Rebellion. And the song is about groupies. There's more information about that in Arthur Barrow's liner notes. And the solo that Frank does on Pick Me I'm Clean just hits new levels of ferocity. Whew, man, it's good. This goes into City of Tiny Lights, which is a bit longer version than the one on Mud Club. It seems on Mud Club, they were doing everything they could to just fit a whole show into a 1-hour set, or kind of like an opening band would be on somebody else's tour. But it's Zappa. He always headlines. Anyway, City of Tiny Lights. The middle guitar section has now changed to the Carlos Santana chord progression, the G minor 7th and the C, I believe, and it's yet another attack of Frank's guitar. He gets going on that one. I can't say it enough. If you dig Frank Zappa guitar solos, this is a great album for you. But any Zappa album, if you're a musician, it's like going to school, man. Then we go into Pound for a Brown. Now, the version on Mud Club, that was only like less than 4 minutes long. But on this one, it's 13 minutes long. Okay. They do the head of the tune, goes into Tommy Mars's electric piano solo, then he does a monophonic synthesizer solo, and then he does a polyphonic synthesizer solo. He really stretches out. Then that goes into Frank's solo, a real long solo, I think possibly the longest of the album, which, okay. Does anybody know about Frank's theory of the volcano solo, where it's kind of like you're imitating the sex act, where you start with a little bit of foreplay, and then you get into it, then you get all hard and heavy, and then the volcano bursts. This solo's a little like that, but it has different levels. It starts quiet, then it gets going, and then it's hard and heavy, and then Frank comes back down, kind of like for an afterglow, and he's doing the little things where he's doing the hammer-on, you know, where the little hammer-on things on the neck, those kind of things. Like the original version of Inca Roads, at the end of that guitar solo. You know what I'm talking about. So that is a very, very, very just amazing guitar solo. So from there, they go into a nice straight version of Cosmic Debris, and Ray White does a guitar solo where he takes like 8 bars, first 4 bars straight, then the second 4 bars he does like a George Benson scat along type thing. Really nice. And from Cosmic Debris goes into You Didn't Try to Call Me, the same version that appeared on You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 1. And they also go into I Ain't Got No Heart. Same as the Mud Club version, but the band's a little bit tighter on this one. So they storm through that. And then you got a very straight version of Love of My Life. And then we have another version of You Are What You Is. Still an early version of the song, but it's a lot more developed. The vocal lines, band's nice and tight on that, and Ray and Ike and Frank singing harmonies. Ugh, nice stuff. And that ends the second disc. We go to the third disc, more notes, and we go into Easy Meat. an 11-minute track with a very, very satisfying guitar solo from Frank. Yeah, another stellar Frank solo. It starts loud and it gets louder, and the interplay between Dave Logeman and Arthur Barrow, really tasty on this. That goes to another version of Mud Club. Now, it's been 2 months since he first played this song at the Mud Club, and he's really developed the monologue, of all of the rest of which to seek the path through the sudsy yellow nozzle of their parametric whole wheat geothermal interfaith geothermal ejectamenta. I got that very, very, very wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. The vocal arrangements are much more developed, and it also has like the callbacks at the end with Ray White's. And then near the end of Mud Club, you get an early secret word. Yes, they start saying wooden. What is wooden? Come on. You've heard it on Gregory Peccary when he talks about his guitar, talks about his little red Volkswagen going wooden, wooden. And also, if you remember, let's see, right here, the little onomatopoeia for the car going, it says wooden. Wooden right there. And that word will be mentioned several times throughout the next few songs. So yeah, it starts with Mud Club, wooden, and then the Meek Shall Inherit Nothing comes out, and a good tight version, working its way to, towards the version that you would hear on You Are What You Is. And then they go into Joe's Garage, another straight version with great playing, very tight. Like I said, this band's very tight at this point. And Why Does It Hurt When I Pee, which kind of ends the main part of the concert, and you go into encore number 1, which is Dancin' Fool, with Art Barrow playing the synthesizer bass, and Dave Logeman's really playing the hell out of Dancin' Fool. Then they go into Bobby Brown, a very popular song because it was like a number 5 hit in Germany. The 45 of it sold like over 250,000 copies. Of course, that song can't be played on American radio. And then we get a really nice, fun, up-tempo version of Ms. Pinky, which ends the first encore. And I just love how when Frank ends those parts of the shows, as well as the end of the encores, he does this thing where he directs the band and improvises a very quick little short improvised composition. Okay, encore 2 starts with Stick It Out from Joe's Garage, which has lyrics in German, perfect to play it in Germany. And the guys are just singing their hearts out. It's a lot of fun. And then they end it. Encore number 3 is Night Owl, an old song from 1955. And it's a song that was written by Tony Allen. And just for fun, I'm going to leave a link to a video that has that original version of the song so you can listen to it. And they go from Night Owl to the Illinois Enema Bandit, ending the night with one more rager Frank Zappa guitar solo. Nice and meaty, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. This is not an absolutely essential Zappa release, but as I keep on saying, great playing all the way through. Very interesting for those who want to listen to Zappa's compositional method as to how he develops songs before they get onto an album. And I can't say enough about the guitar playing. This is a great guitar album all the way through. So pick it up. But now you're saying, but Bill, when are they going to put it on vinyl? Oh, very soon. You're going to get a 2-record set of the Mud Club show. I can't talk tonight. You're going to get a 2-record set of the Mud Club show cut at 45 RPM, and then a 3-record set cut at 33 RPM of the entire Olympia Hall Germany show. So that stuff's going to be released about the end of March 2023, maybe early April. But you guys asked for vinyl, and I guess they're finally bringing it to us. So I'm very happy about that. There's also limited edition versions of both of those releases that are colored vinyl. That's only sold on the Frank Zappa store through Universal. So yeah, check that out. I recently hit 5,000 subscribers. Yay! I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't subscribing already. Hitting the like buddy, hitting the like button. What that does is it helps direct people who like this kind of video and this kind of subject matter to be recommended this video so they'll see it later. Because, hey, we got to spread Zappa music all through the globe, all through the universe. You folks watching on Neptune, you know I'm talking to you. You got to get yourself some more Zappa. So get to it. So I had a great time. I hope you did too. Keep on listening to Frank Zappa and have an awesome day.